factorising some expressions. Good for my sixth form classes. You've been looking at doing some of this work with tidying up your answers, but actually these are questions that my niece asked me, and those of you that have been in classes before know I often get texts from my nephew or niece, and I use their questions to help teach you guys, so let's have a little go at it. So we've been asked to factorise these two expressions, and I can do those in a minute. I just want to think about actually that if we had a question like factorising y squared plus 5y cubed, how would you have factorised that? Well, both terms have got a y. In fact, we've got y squared as a common factor. So I'd open up my brackets. So I've got one lot of y squared, and here we've got 5y cubed. So if I times by 5 and another y, I would have that factorised. Now that question that I've just done is identical to that one up there, but instead of the y, we've got bracket squared plus 5 lots of the bracket cubed. So just going to move this out the way a second. And actually reading that as bracket squared plus 5 bracket cubed is quite good, because the common factor is the bracket, they're identical brackets. So our common factor then is going to be x minus 3 squared. I sometimes, if there's a bracket that I've taken out, use square brackets just to bring it in. And then what do I times this by to get that up there? So I've taken that entirely out. So there's a factor of 1 left behind. And then in the next term, we've taken out 2 of the brackets. There's 1 left behind, as is also 5 left behind. So we've got 5 lots of x minus 3. Apologies for the dodgy handwriting again, still want to give it this pen tablet. Within my square brackets, though, I can tidy that up, because if I multiply out this little internal bracket, I've got 5x minus 15. And then with the extra plus 1, I'll have 5x minus 14. So there was our common factor that we'd already taken out. And then within the square brackets, we're actually going to make curvy brackets now. I've got 5x minus 14. And that is your single factorised expression, one big term together. So last thing, never multiply these things out when you're trying to simplify things. You want to factorise first. So don't expand out unless you have to, which is what we have in the square brackets here. So looking at the second question, we've got 2 terms separated by that big plus in the middle. We have a factor of 4, an x, and a bracket. And then we have factors of 5 and the bracket. So actually the only thing in common is we have a bracket, we've got a cube, and then we've got it to the power 4. So we've got 3 brackets as the common factor. So we're going to have 2x plus 1 cubed as the common factor. Open up our new set of brackets. What do you times that by to get that up there? Well, we've taken out the bracket cubed, so we just need to put in the 4x. And then with the second term, there's the plus ready for it. I've taken out 3 of the brackets, there's 1 left behind, plus the 5 that's left. So I've got 5 lots of 2x plus 1. And you can see why maybe the square brackets are just useful at this point. Within the square brackets, there's anything I can tidy up. If I multiply out this little internal bracket, I'm going to have a 10x plus 5. The 10x and the 4x I can make together to make 14x. So here is my answer, 2x plus 1. And then in the square brackets, which now that I've tied up, I'm going to do is one thing, 10x plus 4x, 14x. And then there was a 5 times the 1, so there's a plus 5. Now, actually, at this point, 14x plus 5 is also worthwhile just to check there's no common factors of that. If they were both even numbers, I can take that with 2 and put it at the front, but there isn't again on here. In fact, in that answer, there wasn't. So there's those 2 questions. I'm just going to do one more on the next page. So just going to have a look at this. We've got 2 terms again. We have 24, an x squared, and a bracket. We've got an 18, an x, and the same bracket. So we're looking at our common factor. So first one with the 24 and the 18, the highest common factor there is going to be 6. X squared and x have a common factor of x. And then 4 brackets and 3 brackets. So 3 brackets is common to both. So we have 3x minus 2 cubed. Then you can work out what is inside your brackets. So what do I times the 6 by to get the 24? What do I times the x by to get x squared? And what do I times the bracket cubed by to get the bracket to the power 4? So there'll be another bracket. I've made a mistake. That shouldn't be there, but let's just rub it out. And if I was good, I could edit the video to never knew that happened. But I'm not that good and I can't be bothered. So I've taken out 4x, that would give me 24x squared, and then I have a bracket of 3x minus 2. So there we go, 4 and 6 makes the 24, x and x makes the x squared, bracket cubed, and one more bracket makes bracket to the power 4. Moving on to the second term then, what do I times the 6 by to get the 18? We've taken out an x already, so that's gone. In fact, we've taken out the bracket cube, so that's the last term, and that one was much easier. So just got to look inside the square brackets. There's anything that I need to tidy up. It looks a bit messy like this, so I am going to multiply out inside those square brackets, and then I can look to see if there's any like terms which I can collect together. So if I multiply that out, I'm going to have a 12x squared minus 8x, and then a plus 3. And that is a single factorized expression. I've got the 6x, I've got the 3x to the power of 3, and then I've got another bracket which happens to have a quadratic in it. Now it might be that that quadratic factorizes itself and goes into double brackets, but you can have a look, think about it, but it doesn't, so I could leave it there. If it was a quadratic that factorized, then I would just put those into double brackets along with these other ones. So if you're factorizing simplifying expressions, you don't want to expand. First of all, you want to look for things that are in common. So almost like translating that question back to how I had it down here, the y was the x minus 3 bracket. So hopefully that helps. See you again for the next